Okay, so we've checked our benchmark again that we had from yesterday, which is very important because we took the scope down off the site level and put it back up. And sometimes your bench can change a little bit when you do this. So anytime you're working one of these job sites and you're using a site level, make sure you double check your bench before you start going forward every single time that you take the site level down. Now, we're getting ready to inspect our rods so that we can get them set up. So the two rods, the rod that Chris is on right now and the one to the right of it, are going to be our benchmarks. Now, the measurement that we're going to use for the top of our pavers, just so we have a reference point, is going to be 7 on our site level stick. Now our pavers are 2 3/4 or 2 5/8, but you always want to give yourself a little bit extra. So in this respect, we're going to want to make sure that our rods come 2 3/4 below the top of what our benchmark is at 7. So on the site level stick, that reading would be 7 2 3/4. Now in both cases that we just checked, we're a little bit high on each one, so we need to make some adjustments and then recheck them. So right now, Chris, lay the site level stick down and take the spade and chop out the dirt on that one. It needs to come down about an inch. This is what we refer to in landscaping as assholes and elbows. Okay, now let's check that rod again with the sight level. So we're going to come back over to our scope here. House. Go to the house. With the... There you go. Okay, so we're reading 7 3 3/4. That means that rod needs to come up an inch. So lay the rod down and step that thing up. It needs to go down 1/4. It's at 7 2 1/2. Down 1/4. Right there. Okay, so now we're at 7 2 3/4. Now when you're doing this, each rod should drop 1 inch per 10 feet. So go down to the next connection. Now this connection down here should be reading 7 3 3/4. Make sure you got a clean spot. Oh boy. 7 1 1/2. We got some digging to do. Go down to the next spot. All right, we really got to dig there because that one's got to go down 3 inches. So we got some digging to do there as well. Now let's go to the other rod and check. That needs to come up 3/4 of an inch. Down 1/4. Oh, right there. Okay, now go to the next connection. Yep, that's gonna have to go down 2 inches. Now go to the end. And that's gonna have to go down about 2 inches. So we're gonna break, we're gonna cut these rods down, or we're gonna dig out the base a little bit so we can get our rods down to where they're supposed to be, and we'll be right back.